Realm Gate 4 out of 6. The blinded fury and lust for destruction within this pit rest once more. Dramatic, to say the least. Yeah, dramatic's the word I would use. Oh, I missed a cell somewhere. Don't care. You can keep your cells, they don't seem particularly important. Put the goddess of fire into deep slumber. Megaliths. All light wells. Keystones. Find and collect the dark crystal for Armalek. That's where we're about to go next, I think. Stone keys and light wells. Are light wells the ones that require the cells? It'd be a bummer if I need to get every cell for to get the achievements. I might not bother with that. That seems like kind of a bummer. Kind of a waste of time, honestly. The Chamber of the Dark Crystals. God, this looks like a nightmare room. What is this? What? There's like a black crystal? That's not... I guess that's why they're called dark crystals, yeah. God, what is happening in this room? What is happening in this room? It says illuminate the crystals with the right color of light, but also these weird nightmare crystals are here? What's their deal? Do I have to illuminate those too? I click on them and nothing happens. Like, I don't know what their deal is. Weird. Boom! Lasers, bitches. More lasers, I guess. An abundance of lasers. Let's see. Probably want to split it at the beginning. Can I make this symmetrical? No. There's like no extra... There's like no extra mirrors anywhere. Oh, I solved it. Really? Secret of the Megaliths. The gods arrived from the distant blue planet where one sun and one moon rises. They too were once simple and once lost, gaining enlightenment through the eons as they sailed through the endless sea of emptiness, to one day arrive at the gate of the Black Star, a world of the gods past. I solved that, like, instantly. I got none of the cryptic glyphs, I forgot to get any of them, because I was so caught off guard by how fast it ended. Let's return. Oh, you can find additional icons on the bottom right of the screen. They allow you to switch from one puzzle to another and display the level summary. Weird. Oh, but hitting continue makes you go back. Damn it. Is that what I meant to do? Oh, so I guess it's really easy to go back and get collectibles then, huh? Click. Oops. Click and click. And where's the last one? Where's the last one? Where's the last one? Yo, bro, where you at? Why you gotta hide like that? Am I crazy? They do blend. But damn. Really? Looking over here. Looking over here. Is it like under the level at a specific angle? I'm looking over here now, then like peeking around this side. They're right here, like in the middle of this hole? No. I wonder who thought this was the interesting part of the game, the part where you hunt for tablets that are hard to see. This seems like a weird inclusion. Wow, I don't think I've ever been stumped this long trying to find one of these guys. Is it in the open? Is it in the open somewhere? Like just on the level? Because sometimes I miss them because they're on the level itself, and I'm like looking around the level. Oh, there you are, sneaky little bastard. Dark crystal. Crystals engulfed by fire can absorb all forms of light. Okay. So that just makes it a nullifier, right? It looks neat, but honestly, it doesn't seem to matter, right? It's like the equivalent of like a pillar being in the way. Like, I didn't have to do anything with the crystals, weirdly. And once I saw the level was symmetrical, I'm like, let's just do something symmetrical with the crystals, and immediately worked out. And I'm like, oh wow, I solved that, like, on accident. Neat! Let's get out of here. 3 out of 3. Knowing that there's a summary, I might go back and get all the collectibles I've missed in previous levels, but I might not show it because it's really not that interesting. But but there might be an achievement for it, so I might as well just have it. For all I know, it'll be like, this level requires you to have all of them, or something. So I think I'm gonna go through these old levels and just be like, does that one have a not full meter? Nope. Okay, let's click around until I find the last crystal. Statues of Scorn in the jungle. Jungle statues? Oh, look, it's green. That's nice to look at. And then they give us green lasers. Ha. I'm just thinking like in a color contrast concept, if you want to be able to clearly distinguish between the puzzle elements and level, you maybe give us the green lasers in like a red level or something, and then they give us the red lasers in a green level or something, but they gave us the green lasers in the green level. Okie dokie. Jungle. Dread has crept and wrapped itself around decaying stones. Decay. What? What is happening here? What? Can I click on you to tell me what you are? Aren't... What? Why would the thing that makes stuff purple make a green beam go over there? What color is this beam? I can't tell what color this is. What color is this? Is it white? Is it blue? So it's not purple or green, is it? Maybe it's blue? It's so white that I can't tell what color it is. This is like I think we're going into like the territory of like a really specific property of color blending or something. I think that's what's happening here. We're talking about when you go through a filter of a color type, certain colors bounce off it and certain ones pass through it. I can't tell for sure, but I think that's a blue beam. I think the blue beam is it passes through to make purple, but then the leftover color kicks off and becomes green, I guess? Huh. That mechanic came out of nowhere. But I guess that's the mechanic of this area. I'm just used to them introducing a new device every time a new mechanic shows up. But this time around it looks like instead of introducing a new device, the old device is going to do something unexpected. But sure, okay. I can adapt. Diffractor. When light becomes a tangled rope, specific tools are required to untie knots. That's a diffractor? Is that different than the other beam? That would just change the color of the beam? Is it actually a different device? Because it looks like the same device. Like, I'd have to go back and actually, like, look up what it looked like and do a side-by-side in order to tell them separately from each other, because that looks like the same device. And I don't think it was called a diffractor before. I think it was... They usually name the items when you first find them, so I think that item was named at the time. And I don't think it was called a diffractor. But that's a diffractor, even though it looks the same, I guess. Sure. Anyway, we've adapted. I understand what the thing is. It's just... just kind of came out of nowhere. Unfortunately, I can only the green will diffract in the other direction. Purple always goes straight through, so I have to plan accordingly, I suppose. You can tell that makes it deflect backwards. Yeah, I can make the green go the way I don't want it to. Okay, so let's look at our actual destination. We have green crystal up there, purple crystal up there. 2 teleporting spots. So if I make you go this way... Well, that won't actually help either, it still goes the wrong way. If I want it to come out of this beam... If I want it to come out of this crystal and hit that in a straight line, I would have to hit it from this side with the purple. Which seems hard. Let's look at our options here. This area does not line up with here. There's a straight line here that separates them. These guys can only deflect in 90-degree angles, so I can make it go up or down. Going up is pointless because it's not in the right form, and then that's all we can do. Going down here, also kind of pointless at the moment because it makes this thing go off here. I also can't deflect it this way, because that's nowhere. That goes off the level entirely. So that doesn't work. Going through the beam in this direction goes off towards nothing. Going this way makes it go to this platform over here, which enables the possibility of maybe going this way, which would cause this to go to the purple. So that's one way to light the purple. But we still have the problem what to do with the green, which is its own other bag of worms. Somehow the green has to end up over there? Which means it has to be deflected here-ish, probably. Wait, no. How would I get it there? For me, the next logical step is to make the green go this way. But how to make the green go... Like, the green that goes like this maybe and bounces that way? Like if I put it like here? But then that begs the question of how am I getting the beam to go that way? Take out the diffractor. Oh no, I totally solved it. Except for the part where it's too short of a beam. How do I make the beam shorter? That's what it's gonna come down to, huh? Oh. That's all I had to change. I thought, to be fair, I thought the margin by which it was off was different than that. I thought the beam was like several tiles shorter, not 1 tile shorter. Alright. Once I got past the initial surprise of what is this, it was solvable relatively quickly. Diffractor. It's weird that like maybe I'm misremembering the other one, but I'm pretty sure it looked the same. Or at least the important detail visually of the item is that it's a weird piece of like filter-looking glass, just sort of being raised up by a podium. So the fact that this has the same characteristic makes it indistinguishable at a glance. Maybe they'll never be used. Maybe they'll never be used in the same puzzle, or maybe the other one always had this puzzle and they just weren't using this particular type of laser before. That might be a white beam, because white light is supposed to be every color combined. So then you're getting green and purple. But how am I getting green and purple? Green and purple. Yellow and blue crossed with red and blue. They both feature blue. I'm not super on top of all the color blending stuff, but I just feel like if they both... Wait, they don't feature... Wait, I said they both feature blue. Yeah, yellow and blue is green, yeah. Yeah, they both feature blue, so... I would expect blue to be distilled in only one of them, but I don't know. I'm not super on top of how color blending works when you split them. I'm more used to adding the colors together as opposed to splitting them, so I don't really know if it works that way or not. Maybe it's a specific spectrum of... I mean, yeah, it is more of like a spectrum of colors, because it's not pigments anyway, so it just probably has a cutoff halfway through the range that is what makes up the concept of blue, I suppose. Wait a minute. Okay, so that crystal's not white. So I think the laser is blue. And it's just splitting off... We're splitting off the red and yellow, basically. Which makes the two resulting beams green and purple, or something like that. Okay, so... You'd arguably want to do that, because that makes this thing... Ah, shit. Problem is it goes through here. It goes through the purple crystal on the way to the obvious spot where I'd want to make it go white, or blue, or whatever. And that's bad because that means I can't make this purple ever, basically. We probably want to diagonally deflect it off to this crystal. That makes it go off a cliff, so that's useless. What if I deflected it back down? Woo, spooky surprise. What about up here? That doesn't bounce back in time, unless I do this, at which point I've used 3 mirrors just for that one step, which seems incredibly ill-advised, I would say. Because I only have 1 mirror left, so that's not gonna happen. Yay! I did it! Solved the puzzle. I did not solve the puzzle. Oh, right. Let's ignore what I was doing. Green and purple unlocks are here, so let's focus on that for the moment. Despite the fact that I spent some time not focusing on that. Right, that'll make the other one come out diagonally too. Goody. Boy, how do I get to you? How is that gonna work out? Maybe 2 of you diagonals will be able to make a specific pattern happen. Okay, that's how you get the green to happen. Somehow the purple goes over there. That's not gonna be easy. I would say diagonally the beam needs to be over here, probably. The problem is that the only crystals I have left are these guys. Like, I would guess that that's probably the right angle. It's hard to tell because the game doesn't give you a grid at those kinds of distances, but I think this is the right angle where it has to be going 45 degrees that way. Like, one of these guys would make that happen. But the question is, how do I get it to go there then? I think I can make that work, actually. Ah, crap. They specifically put a crystal teleporter thing here, which screws with this whole thing I'm trying to do right now. Great. Thanks for that. And, of course, the one square where that can help is also not applicable, because, you know, thanks a lot. But anyway, yeah, there's the purple. That gets the purple where it needs to go, but now the green is back to being not something that works. Not great news. Let's try going down here, then. Since I can kind of deflect. Why, though? Why can't you let me have this? Hello, green crystal. We're not here for you right now, sorry. Ah. We are very, very close to almost having something work, and that's why it's agony. Okay. That's probably it, right? Make it go that way into that crystal, and then we will have a solution. So if I deflect it that way, we get doom. So that doesn't work. Ah, but we have a threshold here. I can't move this guy, and so it has to be purple by the time it gets to this guy here. Oh, that's the only angle where that's going to work. There's specifically not a square here, not a square here, so it has to be right here. That cannot move. Ever. Period. But my next logical step would be to make the green go through here. Like that. But this goes... This would be the 90-degree angle change. That can't happen because I can't put anything here. So it has to be you. I can basically make it work if it goes 90 degree. Comes in a 45-degree angle because this thing changes by 45. So I can go like this here. If I deflected it from there, it would work, except for the part where the other crystal's in the way, which means it can't be done. Alright, entire puzzle is dismantled. I have murdered my baby. So, get everything out of the way, like, from the further reaches first. Let's try a new approach. Let's try splitting it immediately. Because the one thing I do notice is this thing is perfectly 90 degrees off of the starting point, which seems like it's teaching me something or something. And the only way to make this useful, deflecting at 90 degrees, is to put this thing here that makes it deflect another 90 degrees. Otherwise, the beam is useless and goes off into space forever. Now it becomes a challenge of getting those both to go in the right direction. The problem, of course, is that... And I think this is part of why these are so difficult whenever they come up. is that when you're solving a puzzle in this game, there's a certain level of, like, this level is designed for this puzzle, and so I should look at the shapes of the level and the tools I'm given and try to infer, based on that, like, what the developer is wanting from me, what the intention is in the level design. But these levels are always tough, because there's 2 puzzles in the same level at the same time. And that's weird. You have to shoot these 2 beams into those 2 spots, but you also have to get all these crystals. But, like, if it was just a one big complicated puzzle, you're like, okay, find out how to do all these things at once. But no, there are 2 separate puzzles where you take everything down and then start over again when you solve the other one, which means you can only take some context clues and not other ones. So it really becomes a brain scrambler at times. Okay, so we've learned that the only way to get that to go there is to bounce diagonally. So I think I need to do this guy here. There we go. So despite what I just said, I'm trying to just use the level design to learn, basically. So I was like, this shoots off through 90 degrees. Like there's a perfect weird island 90 degrees from here, and it's not useful for getting to this or that. So I'm figuring maybe I'm supposed to shoot it there. If you assume that, then you have to shoot at this 90 degrees off, because if you use one of these guys, you can technically come down here, I guess. Alright, well, make a mental note of that for later if this doesn't work, because yeah, I just immediately contradicted myself. Great. But running with this assumption, if we're shooting it this way, that does shoot perfectly towards the location. That's not good, though. You know what? I think I already solved it anyway. Yep, I already solved it anyway, so no more discussion. Temple of the Order of Light. What's those little... What? Every word is ending with a weird little, like, half-moon symbol. Maybe there's an issue with the font? The first stone key has been unlocked. Passage to the hidden level is opened by uncovering all the artifacts. This one has 6. Oh boy, I get to look forward to 6 of them in what probably scattered between these 2 worlds. Because the game talks about there being like 3 megaliths in the achievements. Yeah. Some of my reasoning didn't entirely make sense necessarily. Huh. But it's still led to the solution, so let's take that part of me that thinks about stuff. You don't even know what you do. Okay. One conceivable thing here is that, which is that if I do what I already built here, I can recombine the lasers here, which means that these 2 combine in a way that makes this one still light up as blue. Which, knowing how these puzzles often work, is probably the right call. This introduces a new problem, though. Yeah, it does. Need to get that green. Back. Yep. Yep, that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard. Not only can these 2 mirrors not make the green beam go that way, but if I move the green beam in any way, it doesn't get here. Oh, wait. Does it reach over here? Technically. Sure. What do I do from there? Nothing. There's no way to actually make it reach its destination, because it's off by 1 tile again. It's always off by 1 tile. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to count the squares. It's a little hard to make out with the lack of grid. Let's see. I think this is diagonal from here, which means that you can probably reach it if you go diagonally up in this direction through there. That looks correct, yes. The problem now being that the purple doesn't reach that this way. Maybe I can fix that with you? No, because there's no... The only diagonal spot from there is there. Yep. Options are feeling a little limited here. You could technically make the purple go like this way, and then down through here, which takes it here, which deflects it back through here, and that would make it touch both of the crystals with purple. In fact, that might actually be a solution somewhere. Maybe we'd be better off splitting it later. Splitting it immediately worked for the first puzzle, which means it might not work for the second puzzle, because they tend to be wildly different solutions. Generally. This gets me in a problem where I can't split these very well. Ooh. That's actually kind of encouraging, actually. Oh, but I don't have a... I used both of the non-diagonals back there. I was wondering if there's, like... Right now, if I split it, the purple goes off and we lose it. So I was thinking maybe we deflect it up a little bit and then we can do that, but the beam's already getting so long that it cuts off anyway. Which means that it's not going to work anymore. And also, this is my last... This is my last mirror in the entire game right now, which is not a good spot to be in anyway. You also have the fun problem to think about, which is that the purple beam... the purple beam always comes out going straight. Green is the one that deflects. So maybe there's a way to deflect it through where it splits off like right here and shoots the green through there. Because that would solve that part. How would I get it even going in that direction, though? In a way that's useful. Let's go back to splitting at the beginning again. That's the closest I've ever felt to an actual solution happening. Which means we can still run with this assumption that that has to go there. If we're splitting it, that means that we need to deal with there being some sort of cross-section where both purple and green both find their way into the middle. Most likely. Problem here is that green goes nowhere. We don't want green to go this way. Total dead end for it to go around this way. And yeah, it's not going to last much longer, so even if I can deflect it somewhere interesting, it's not going to make it to the green crystal ever. Like, this length here is not enough to... Like, it's currently about the exact length it would need to get there, but it needs to somehow deflect there, which would make the path even longer at that point. And that's the only mirror I can use there, because these ones make it go nowhere. So that has to be the mirror, and that has to be the direction, I think. Could be that direction. Can't be that direction. It might be that direction, but it won't, not for that reason. It won't go into that crystal there, because I don't have another diagonal. Oh yeah, I do. Lost track of which ones I was on. But then it goes that way, and we run out of beam. And that's not going to be what happens there. I'm thinking down. Even if we did this, it would be like in a weird direction that also runs out of beam quickly while going nowhere. Whereas this is more doable. Let's see here. Not you. Used the wrong one for a second there. No, right, that's where we were earlier where it didn't reach. What if we could shorten it, though? Yeah. They could go through this path and then go up there? That makes it bounce back around and go up there. Oh, I just accidentally solved purple. Oh, it's over. I beat it. It's really funny when you're just putting stuff, you're trying to maneuver around one particular laser and the other ones just kind of accidentally solve the other crystals because you're like, oh yeah, that was, you already had it in the right spot. Ta-da! This one's complicated, so the splits here, green goes here, then over here, through the teleport, which makes it go here, and then continues down in the same direction. Then it goes back into the same teleporter again, but makes it comes out this time in the diagonal direction, leads to the solution. Ta-da! Meanwhile, purple just continues forward after the splitter, and then bounces around. Hits the first goal here, second goal there, very straightforward path with the purple. I guess that's why it accidentally solved in the background while I was solving the green, is because the green is by far the complicated part of this solution. Think I got all the crystals? Yep. Statues of Scorn.